Welcome to the Use Your Own Words section of the course. Before getting into the detail of this section, I'd like to ask you an important question. What is your relationship with words? Are they your friend or foe? And foe is just another word for enemy. Your relationship to the words you use, to the words you're exposed to, is very, very important. Because your words are your vocabulary. Vocabulary is a big word, sounds complicated, but it's basically the list of all the words that you know and can access in your head. What's your relationship to those words? How do you feel about them? For many people, they have quite a positive relationship with words, sentences, speaking, talking, listening, and their vocabulary, their list of words in their head, is like a faithful friend, like a dog that they can rely on. They know that in most situations, they can think of the words that they need to express themselves, or to answer a question, or more importantly, to ask a question. But for a lot of us, the relationship is darker. It's a bit of a mystery. We don't know whether to trust words. And in an English classroom, and especially around close reading exercises, we can feel we're drowning in words that aren't on our vocabulary list. We don't know what they mean. And this can be quite stressful and off-putting, and I really want to move us away from that line of thinking. I want you to take a look at this guy. He is absolutely delighted. He has a wonderful relationship with words. He doesn't know many yet. He's just found a big book on the floor. I guarantee you he can't read it. He doesn't know any of the words in it, but he's delighted. He's suddenly been introduced to the world of books, and he's excited. Because what he can't realise yet, though, is that that's a gateway. It's a portal to the entire world. He's going to use words to speak to people, to listen to people, to persuade them, to ask them out on dates later in life, to do job interviews, exams, assessments, etc., etc. But it's his attitude there, it's his joy, it's his sense of curiosity that I want to bring back for those of you that may have lost that, because high school, secondary school in particular, can kind of kill that joy around English with all the close reading that we do. So how do you feel about words? It's important. Have a think about this much later today when the video's finished, when you're going out for a walk or listening to music or lying in bed waiting to fall asleep. Have a think about how do you feel about the words that you use. Try and see, is there any hate in there? Do you really kind of hate going to your English class? Or when the teacher mentions close reading, is there kind of a sense of, oh, no way? Do you fear words? It's an important question. Are there situations where you feel daunted around words, where you feel like, oh, other people have more words than I do, or they have better words than I do? I want you to, if you're in that mindset, and I know some of you aren't, some of you are very confident with words, but if you are in that mindset, I want you slowly over these videos, where I'm going to introduce you to the use your own words style of question, to move to a point of view, a viewpoint where you're liking words again, where they're not threatening, they're not enemies. They're like those friendly, loyal, helpful dogs. Remember that words can make you smile, jokes can make you laugh. And remember that your dreams, your future, are all described with words. So your future can be created, can be described by your vocabulary. So how do we create this? How do we create this positive, happy mindset around words if we haven't had it in, 10 years? Well, I want to tell you some interesting facts. We're learning more, the science community is learning more about our brain every single day. And one of the most important kind of facts that they learned over the last few decades was that there was kind of two sides to our brain. One of the sides of the brain was quite analytical, math, science, things like that. The other side of the brain is more creative. But more recently they came up with another fascinating discovery, is that there are two kind of spurt times, two growth times in your brain. The first is when you're this guy's age and younger, when you're really young, when you're a baby, a toddler, when you're attending nursery and maybe your first days in school. Your brain is growing rapidly. It has this extremely fast rate of growth. And that's when you learn a lot of vocabulary. But what we've learned recently is that there's a second growth spurt. There's a second stage where growth is accelerated. And luckily for you guys, it's in the teenage years. It's in the adolescent years. It's kind of just as you arrive into high school and all your experience in your life through high school, you get a second chance. You get a second chance to grow that vocabulary. It's too late for me. I'm more than twice your age. My vocabulary is set in stone. I might be able to pick up a word or two here and there, but I'm not going to grow it at the rate that you guys can grow it, even if you've been lacking in confidence in your vocabulary, in your in your ability to use words, it doesn't matter. Your brain is, right now as we speak, is growing rapidly, and it's allowing you to learn many, many, many more words and how to use them and when to use them. So I want you to start generating a mindset where you cherish words, where your vocabulary is something that you realize, okay, it's not as large, it's not as complex as I want it to be now, but if I work on it and if I cherish it and if I look after it, it will continue to grow. It'll grow a little bit at a time. And if I do it over this course of weeks and months, this year, next year, that, you know what, I can have a wonderful, varied, vibrant vocabulary that's the match of anyone else around me. That no one's going to have more or better words than me, because I'm going to use this precious time when my brain is growing again to grow my vocabulary until it's so powerful. And so you end up with this loyal friend, a partner for life. Your vocabulary will help you in so many situations. So over the next few videos, while I'm talking about the use your own words section, I want you to keep this idea in the background that even if today you struggle to find a word to replace a phrase in a sentence, that's okay. But keep working at it a little bit at a time, because you've got this brilliant chance now to grow a wonderful vocabulary. And that will lead to this. You will be much more confident, not just in close reading. It's going to be great that you're going to be confident in close reading, but in so many situations, giving presentations, doing job interviews, speaking with your peers, speaking with adults, speaking with your parents, with teachers, arguing your case. And that confidence, with that vocabulary, you can do anything. There's nothing beyond the realms of the possibility. So, we started this video with the question, what's your relationship with words, friend or foe? Hopefully, you already have a great relationship with your vocabulary. But if you don't, and if it's been something kind of dragging you down, if you've been drowning around those words that you don't quite understand in the classroom or amongst friends or when speaking with older people, now's your chance. Through this section, the use your own words section, let's grow that vocabulary rapidly, because your brain is exploding with growth at the moment and you've got a great chance. And I'll see you in the next video where we start to look at the ins and outs, the nitty-gritty of this use your own words question.